Yeah.
So
now the camera's rolling. Explain a little bit about
what this is designed to do is so a lot of people struggle with low back pain for one on the bench because just the way the bench is designed normally, you got no support in your lower back, so it's extremely uncomfortable. And then just getting in the right position and getting all the technique down, it's a huge learning curve for people. It should be very simple. You know, when you look at it, it's like, oh, just lay down and press. You know, how tough can it be? But it's actually, it takes a lot of practice, a lot of technique. So
as I will know.
exactly. So what it's designed to do is the minute you lay down, not only be more comfortable for your lower back and support it, but position you properly. So you don't have to necessarily understand all the fine details on technique, but it's going to make you learn.
It sounds like it's just going to happen naturally because of the setup.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And that was the primary reason for the design. That and the safety factor because of what it does to the shoulder. Long story short, the flat surface of the bench normally jams the shoulder blade.
Right.
So when you're putting more and more pressure on your shoulder joint, it's a ticking time bomb. So it improves the shoulder health and the function of the bench. So it makes it much friendlier for the shoulder and helps it, you know, the average Joe, if you will.
Yeah, I'm anxious to try it and see the difference.
I'm anxious for you to use it as well.
It's made a difference in you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully it will for me too.
Absolutely. I'm confident that we've had everybody and anybody hop on it and they've all said just about the same thing. Like, whoa.
Great.
So I'm excited to see you try it as well. Get your raw feedback. So, 79.
She's about to be 80 in a month, though.
80 in a month. My grandmother couldn't even think of bench pressing at 80. She wouldn't even know what one is. So,
Big questions about launch pad?
No,
You know the basics of it?
I'm just going to do it and see what happens.
Yep.
You sat in the right spot. Already went up.
So just 5 reps here.
Textbook.
Mine will be sitting on the benches, sitting up, because I have a lot of problems with my
Lower back issues?
Yeah, but
Get a couple more sets in and then ask.
How'd that feel on your lower back?
it felt good. I mean, I didn't have any bad ones. Yeah.
We had another woman who, she's actually in a real bad car wreck. She had lower back surgery, had like 3 or 4, I think she said 3 or 4 vertebrae actually fused in her spine. So she has extreme pain and she's like, she tried it, she started crying, she's like, I can actually bench again. Like, I can't believe it. I never thought I'd be able to get back on a bench.
That's how I got. I started at 71, but it was for rehabilitation. I had lost some use in my arm and stuff, you know. And, so
Fell in love with it.
Kyle was, after a couple of years of finally getting back to normal, Kyle was going to a competition. And I said, that's what I need to do. I've got to do this stuff for the rest of my life to keep functional.
Stay young, yeah.
And I didn't know that in 3 months I was going to be on a stage in a high school boys singlet, feeling foolish, but I did pretty well, and I've been athletic all my life, so
It's amazing.
I have the right mindset, so I'm just doing it.
I would say so. You're quite determined.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Nationals in July.
Wow.
I'll be going, so
And you're going to be 80 in a month. So
yeah.
Nationals in July. That's incredible. That if that doesn't inspire people, I don't know what will. You know,
Not very
that's.
photogenic.
Hey, I'm the least photogenic person ever, so I think that is amazing. I love to hear that. I mean, I wish I could have spoke to my grandparents, got them into weight training and stuff, but there's always kind of until recently, I want to say there was kind of like a stigma about weight.
Well, it's a lot. I just was in for a dental appointment, and this girl was a you're doing what? She says, I can't do that because I don't want to look muscly. And I said,
Right. Like, what are you talking
look
about?
at me.
You're not gonna look muscle.
Yeah, it's just a funny thing. And then I have a lot of older friends, of course, and it's just hard to get them out of their chairs, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's move.
You try to encourage, but it makes a huge difference in your life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I mean, it builds confidence as well, so you can't beat that.
Just another 5's cool. We'll stick with 5's today.
Well, thank Kyle for that. We try to do everything absolutely functionally perfect because I have a lot of things that I have to work around. So
That's awesome. Still here doing it.
right.
And there's so many excuses most people will make to avoid what you're doing. You're here doing it. And you're competing.
You wouldn't believe how many doctors I've had that have told me to stop doing everything, you know. And then I find that I go downhill. So it's not me. I'd rather. So many of my friends have gone out and the minute they have sciatica or something, they get an operation. And then they have to do all these exercises afterwards. For me, I want to do the exercises
Right.
before
Avoid the
and
back
not
surgery.
have the operation.
Back surgery is a scary thing.
I know.
I'm with you on that.
And hips and everything.
Bobby's real. Oh, yes. I'm assuming that most people's shoulders is going to be in a deeper position. Did you feel like you had a deeper stretch? Did you feel like it was
Yeah, I did.
similar to pressing off
Yes.
Cadillac or Buffalo?
Right.
And we won't put you there today, but we can try
It
it
felt
later.
like more for a straight bar.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. How do your shoulders and your back feel after pressing?
I feel pretty good. I was able to get up easier.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
So maybe it's something we look to add in for the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
And then get you some more feedback. Which today was one time it felt great.
It'd be
Because
fantastic.
I know a lot of times we'll be going faster in the gym for her and supersetting some stuff. And because we have had some back issues and some hip issues, like we can still do the things.
Right.
But getting up from the bench is true with a lot of people, right? You got to get up from the bench, you're like, oh, take a couple steps.
Oh, yeah, especially if you're sore.
Yeah.
That one competition, I didn't make it off the
Yep.
bench, remember?
Yep.
Then you had to go work on me in the back so I could get to my deadlift.
Usually, of course, so we don't want to just put a Band-Aid on it, right?
Right, of course not.
But if we have a product that can help us make it through, we're doing a little less wear and tear, right? And for non-competitive athletes that don't care about that, then it doesn't even matter, right? So, yeah, it's cool feedback because, again, you've never been on it. So,
Yeah, no.
try it one time. How does it feel? Easier to get up, back feels good, shoulders feel good. So,
Yeah.
I guess, did you want to make any just, I guess, general statement just about the experience with it in general?
No, I was surprised how comfortable it was, and obviously I'm getting a little more range of motion, and I had an easier time getting off the bench, which is not always easy for me because of back, hip, and shoulder issues. So a little bit of height didn't help me so that I wasn't feeling that, that pain I get through there when I push on the floor with my feet.
no, we can put you back on Monday. Back on Friday.
I've had a few folks, and I can say for myself especially, I feel like I can plant my feet better, or my feet are more grounded, especially with anybody with mobility issues. probably one of the least mobile people that my age especially. But I feel like and I'm shorter, so my limb length doesn't really work with me too well, but I feel like my feet are more grounded
Yeah.
when I'm using a launch pad. I don't know if you experience that as well or not, but I've had a few folks tell me the same thing.
Well, the deeper this is and the deeper, especially we go back, we're increasing the demands of open hip or open hip flex. How open that hip has to be. If we sit up a little bit, the angle's now a little smaller.
That's what I think is
Tight
making
hip
the
flex.
difference for me.
Take them out of stress a little bit.
Because it's making all this crookedness I have not
Or it's not
get
feeling
affected so
compressed.
much. Yeah.
That's great.
Seems like a good product.
I appreciate it. It's been a long time. Trial and error, work with engineer and everything. Like, it's got to be perfect.
Yeah.
You can't put something out there, you got to do it right. So,